Before you throw away another green onion root, celery base, or garlic clove, stop for a second. Every single item on today's list is something that ends up in your kitchen trash on a completely normal week, and every single one of them can be regrown for free using nothing but a glass of water and whatever is already sitting in your refrigerator right now. This is not about buying anything new. This is about looking at your kitchen scraps differently, because the parts of these vegetables that most people cut off and throw away are actually still alive, still capable of growing, and in some cases can keep producing food for you again and again. We are covering 10 of them today, the real science behind why each one works, and exactly how to get started with what you likely already have on your counter. Let us get into it. Number 1. Green onions. If you only try one thing from this entire video, make it this one, because it is the single easiest, fastest, and most reliable kitchen scrap regrowth on this entire list. When you use green onions, also called scallions, in cooking, you typically slice off and discard the white root end. That root end contains the plant's growth point, called the basal plate, which is still fully alive even after the green tops have been used. Simply place the root ends, with about an inch of white base still attached, into a small glass with just enough water to cover the roots without submerging the cut top. Set it on a sunny windowsill. Within just 2 to 3 days, you will see new green growth emerging from the center, and within about a week, you can begin snipping fresh green onion tops for cooking. Because the basal plate keeps regenerating, a single set of scraps can often be regrown 4 or 5 times before it eventually needs replacing, essentially giving you weeks of free green onions from something you would have otherwise thrown directly in the trash. Number 2. Celery. Much like green onions, celery regrows from its base, the section you normally cut away right before the stalks separate. Place that base, cut side up, in a shallow dish with about half an inch of water, just enough to cover the bottom without submerging the whole piece. Within about a week, you will notice small pale yellow leaves beginning to sprout from the center of the base. Keep the dish in bright, indirect light and change the water every 2 to 3 days to prevent it from souring. After roots begin forming, usually around the 2-week mark, you can transplant the base into soil for a fuller, more productive plant, though many people simply keep harvesting the small, tender inner stalks directly from the water-grown base for salads and garnishes. Number 3. Romaine lettuce. Just like celery, the base of a head of romaine lettuce, the part you normally cut off and discard, still contains living growth tissue capable of producing new leaves. Place the base in a shallow dish with about half an inch of water, covering just the bottom. Within a few days, new leaves will begin sprouting from the center. This particular regrowth will not produce a full new head of lettuce the way the original did, but it will continue generating small, tender leaves for several weeks that work perfectly in salads or as a garnish. Change the water every couple of days to keep it fresh and place the dish somewhere it gets several hours of light daily. Number 4. Garlic. Anyone who has left a bulb of garlic sitting in the pantry too long has probably seen green sprouts emerging from individual cloves. That sprouting is the plant naturally trying to grow, and you can absolutely encourage it deliberately. Take a clove that has already started sprouting, or even one that has not yet, and place it root end down in a small glass with just enough water to touch the bottom of the clove. Within about a week, you will see green shoots growing upward and small roots forming at the base. These green shoots, called garlic greens or garlic chives, are entirely edible and have a mild garlic flavor perfect for garnishing dishes. If you want to eventually grow full new garlic bulbs rather than just the greens, the sprouted clove will need to be transferred to soil, since bulb formation specifically requires the nutrients and structure that only soil can provide. Number 5. Ginger. Fresh ginger root, the same piece you buy at the grocery store for cooking, can be regrown using a small piece with at least one visible growth bud, those small pointed nubs on the surface of the root. Place the piece in a shallow container with just enough water to cover the bottom half of the root, buds facing upward. Within 1 to 2 weeks, you will see small green shoots emerging from the buds, along with new roots developing from the base. Ginger prefers warmth, so a spot near a sunny window works well. Similar to garlic, ginger grown purely in water will produce greens, but will need to be transitioned into soil, ideally a wide, shallow container if you want it to develop into a larger, harvestable root over the following months. Before we get into the second half of this list, if you have already tried regrowing any of these in your own kitchen, drop a comment and let me know how it went. And if this is your first time hearing about any of these, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, since we cover practical, no-nonsense content just like this every single week. Let us keep going. Number 6. Potatoes. Almost everyone has found a forgotten potato in the pantry with small white or purple sprouts, called eyes, growing from its surface. Rather than throwing it out, you can use it. Cut a section of potato containing at least 1 or 2 healthy eyes, and let the cut surface dry and callus for about 24 hours, which significantly reduces the risk of rot once it is placed near water. Rest the piece with the eyes facing upward, either suspended with toothpicks over a glass of water so only the bottom touches the surface, or in a shallow dish of water. Within 1 to 2 weeks, sprouts will grow more vigorously and roots will begin forming from the base. Potatoes genuinely need to be grown in soil to produce a proper harvest of new potatoes. So think of the water stage here as simply the first step, giving the eyes a head start before transplanting into a deep container or garden bed filled with soil. Number 7. Pineapple crown. The leafy green top of a pineapple, normally cut off and discarded, contains everything needed to grow an entirely new pineapple plant, though it is a genuine exercise in patience. Twist the crown off the fruit by hand rather than cutting it, which naturally separates it at the right point and removes excess fruit flesh that could rot in water. Remove a few of the lowest leaves to expose about an inch of the stem base. Suspend the crown with the stem base in water, using toothpicks to hold it in place if needed, keeping the leaves above the surface. Roots typically begin forming within 3 to 4 weeks. Once a healthy root system develops, transplant into well-draining soil. From there, a pineapple plant can take 1 to 2 years to eventually produce fruit, making this the longest-term project on this entire list, but also one of the most rewarding, since very few people realize the crown they throw away every single time is a complete, viable plant. Number 8. Bok Choy. This popular Asian cabbage regrows using the exact same base method as celery and romaine lettuce. Save the root end you would normally discard and place it in a shallow dish with about ½ inch of water covering the base. Within about a week, fresh, pale green leaves begin emerging from the center. Change the water every 2 to 3 days and keep it in bright, indirect light. Bok choy regrown this way will produce a smaller, more compact head than the original, but it is genuinely usable in stir-fries and soups, and the entire cycle from scrap to harvest typically takes around 2 to 3 weeks. Number 9. Leeks. Leeks regrow using the same principle as green onions, just on a larger scale. Save the white root end, with about 1 inch of the base intact, and place it upright in a glass with enough water to cover just the roots and the very bottom of the base. New green growth will begin emerging from the center within about a week. Leeks grown this way in water alone will produce thinner, more delicate greens compared to a fully soil-grown leek, but they remain genuinely useful for soups, stocks, and general cooking. For a thicker, more traditional leek, transplanting the rooted base into soil after 2 to 3 weeks in water will produce noticeably better results. Number 10. Avocado Pit. We are ending with the most iconic kitchen scrap regrowth project of them all. Clean the pit thoroughly to remove any remaining fruit flesh. Then insert 3 or 4 toothpicks around its middle at a slight downward angle. Use the toothpicks to suspend the pit over a glass of water, with the wider, flatter end down and about 1/4 of the pit submerged in water, and the pointed end facing upward. This is a genuine test of patience. It can take anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks before you see any change at all, and the first sign is usually the pit splitting slightly at the top, followed eventually by a root emerging from the bottom and a small stem beginning to grow from the top. Keep the water topped off consistently during this waiting period, changing it entirely every week or 2 to prevent stagnation. Once the stem reaches about 6 inches tall, it is typically trimmed back by half to encourage bushier growth, and once roots are well developed, the plant should be transplanted into soil. While a water-grown avocado plant is unlikely to ever produce fruit indoors, it makes for a genuinely beautiful, glossy-leafed houseplant grown entirely from something that would have otherwise gone straight into the compost. And that is 10 kitchen scraps that never needed to end up in the trash. From the almost instant gratification of green onions regrowing in just a few days, to the months-long patience required for a pineapple crown or an avocado pit, every single one of these starts with something you already have in your kitchen right now. The next time you're cooking and about to toss a root end or a pit into the trash, take just a few extra seconds to set it aside instead. You genuinely have nothing to lose, and, in most cases, free food to gain. If this video changed how you think about your kitchen scraps, hit that like button before you go. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who would find this just as useful as you did. Drop a comment and let me know which one you are trying first. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because there is a lot more practical, no-nonsense content coming your way. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.